We got all the goodies for today's video for the STI, and I'm going to show you how to install every single last one of these. But first things first, 07 STI, as you can see, the intercooler is already off. I got way too excited. Right when we got here, I started taking everything apart. Intercooler, how to take it off, it's literally 3 bolts and like 3 hoses. Number 1, number 2, number 3. 2 bolts for the blow off valve, 1 bolt on this side, 1 bolt on that side. Loosen up the clamp for the turbo. Very, very self-explanatory. You could see all the clamps from the top. Once you get the intercooler off, what's interesting about the 07 STI is you actually have a larger, like a bulk harness over here on the passenger side, which originally was kind of confusing to take off, but then I realized there's actually just a little tab here. Once you push down on this tab, this gray little clamp, bada bing, bada boom, pulls up, and you actually pull the harness out. But now I'm kind of having difficulty pulling this guy out as well. It has like a little claw style clamp like this. This is kind of the next thing we got to figure out. But in the meantime, I'm actually going to start taking apart PCV system to start getting the AOS installed. And how to do that is there's a little blow-by sensor here. We're going to disconnect that. Once we do that, then we're going to tap in to the block where the PCV is. Once we do that, we actually have to take off the throttle body as well. 4 bolts holding that on to access lower into the intake manifold. Ow, that's hot. To get our full circulation for the PCV system for the AOS. We're going to do it step by step. Might have sounded confusing for the intro, but not that hard. We'll get through it. Okay, so we definitely made some progress. I don't know if I recorded me taking off the throttle body or not, but again, very, very simple. Only 4 bolts holding the throttle body in. Once I did that, I got access to a few things that I needed. You tap into this 3/8 little hose here. This is going to be tapped in to our air oil separator. That's why we need to take this off to get access to here. Once we took that off, I actually installed the new, I think it's 5/8 hose over here, which is going to go for the whole PCV system there. Once I did that, which you could see, it's all provided, and the instructions are actually pretty clear to make everything installed very easily. Then I cut another 3/8 over here, or 3 inches about that 5/8 hose, and got a 90 to go over the turbo. And now that we did that, now we're getting to the hard part, which is actually mounting the AOS. In order to mount that, there's a little bracket here with a few Allen screws. That's where I put this one over here. That's how it looks. There's 2 bolts holding on this bracket here. But for the 07 STI, it's actually a little bit confusing, a little bit more difficult to make everything fit. But we're going to make it happen. We're actually going to use these 2 holes provided to actually get the whole thing mounted. There's also a little special adapter, which we don't have, to make everything a lot easier apparently. But we're going to figure out a way to actually get everything mounted and get the harness there securely. Next thing I'm going to do, mount up the AOS over here, and I'll show you what it looks like. Bam! AOS is in, and what I was talking about earlier with rerouting that little bulk harness down there, you see there's a little hole right down there. There's supposed to be a little adapter plate that comes with the kit, but maybe you need to get it separate. All it does is it allows you to move the bulk harness and have it somewhere to actually bolt to. We're probably just gonna have to zip tie it in the meantime and just kind of have it out of the way, obviously out of the way of the downpipe and stuff. But as you can see, the AOS is actually finally in, and now I'm gonna show you where all the connections go. It can be pretty intimidating at first, definitely, but after a couple times of doing this, I feel pretty confident in routing everything, and of course I have one on my car, so I could just go reference that. But first things first, we're actually routing this guy here. This one goes to the bottom of the intake manifold. That's why you have to take the throttle body off, and that's what we did there. Another note is to actually put in all the ones that need to be threaded first, and I got too excited and I put this in first, so I had to just take it off real quick. And now we're threading in the portion here. This is the only one with the plastic fitting. And then once that goes in there, this actually routes down to right here on this little nipple. And once that goes in, we're gonna be good to go on that. And then the fat ones here, the other 2 that thread in are actually for coolant. Obviously one's in, one's out. It's gonna have full circulation. The top one goes here, I believe. And the bottom one, I gotta reference again. And then I'll show you where all 3 of those go. One's valve cover, and then I think the recirc as well. So we're almost done. I just realized all the clips you guys have seen, I don't even think I've actually put my face in the video. So what's up guys and what's going on? I'm actually just absolutely killing it right now installing this thing. I thought it was going to take me kind of a long time, but everything kind of started coming back to me as far as my install when I did this last time. And I think what I'm going to do right now is what I think will help most of you while doing this install is IAG does provide instructions online, which are pretty good and in detail, but if you don't know what some things are called, then it's going to be kind of hard to install. So visually, I feel like it's going to be easier for you guys to see what I'm doing and see how everything's actually routed. So I'm going to go one by one, each one when what they connect to, and I think that will definitely help you guys out. So I'm going to start at the top. Whoa, 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 whoa. I apologize for the interruption, and this whole scenery back here, you can obviously tell this is not my house. I'm actually in SoCal right now. But before the video continues and you guys learn how to actually install this AOS, I gotta give a shout out to the boys over at Gazette for sponsoring today's video. I have no idea what's in this month's box, but I brought it down with me to SoCal so I can unbox it today because I'm also editing the video today. So it's gonna freaking work out. Also, this is my friend's cat. There you go. Yeah, we'll go. Hey, stop it. We'll go ahead, see what's in the box. Should be pretty good. All right, what do we got going? So with these boxes, they always kind of do it every month is a different theme. So this month, what do we got? Mustang? I see you. Okay, that's actually pretty clean, I'm not gonna lie. All right. I feel it. Wheel brush, needed that. Wheel cleaner, I actually needed that. Perfect, love that. That is what I wanted to see. Thank you very much. That's actually super clean. I don't know whose car this is, but I like it. And then, oh, perfect. Can freaking represent down here in SoCal. Damn. This is actually kind of a clean shirt. I'm actually really stoked on this one. Okay, I see you. One more shirt. What we got going? So it looks like this month is air suspension month. That's kind of what it's. Okay, that's actually raw. Oh shit! Perfect. I didn't even bring enough clothes to LA, so that actually works out perfect. I could bring this maybe to the. Actually, nope. I'll bring this to my freaking Subaru shop on Saturday. I'm going to a shop, which will be the very next video after this one. It's an all Subaru race shop. It's called Renner Racing Development, and they have a shop car, which is the GC, that has like 700 horsepower. So I'm gonna go ahead and probably wear that in the next video, which should be pretty exciting. Okay. I couldn't be any more stoked for this month's box. It actually worked out freaking perfect. As always, shout out to the boys at Gazette. I'm going to have them linked down below. I'm going to get a box shipped to your house every single month with stuff like this. Definitely make sure you show them some love. Okay, let's go ahead, finish up learning how to install the AOS. It's definitely pretty good. So, what I've done is this very top one here. I think it's labeled as the 3/8, but I could be wrong. It's the one that's actually going to be provided and fully assembled. It has the plastic fitting here. This is the one, like I said, it's going to be routed down here. It's going to have this little white guy as well. And this is going to go right down here, throw a zip tie right on the bottom into the intake manifold. That one's pretty easy. Next one, at the very top, this one's going to go to the passenger side valve cover. And you actually take off right down there, as you can see. It's kind of hard to see, but you take off the small nipple. There's a small nipple, which is going to be closer towards the front of the car. You don't remove the big one. The small one is originally, that's the one where you have the metal pipe going over here that you utilize for like PCV distribution for both case halves. Does that make sense? There's like a little metal hose that connects to normally. That's the one you're going to tap into. Moving down, which is going to be right there. This one swings across, same thing. I'm going to go to the small nipple on the driver's side. This one's kind of hard. It's probably easier if you take out the battery, but I managed to finagle in there. I probably am going to start bleeding here in a second and actually get it on there. Got a zip tie on there as well, so that's all good to go. Now moving down to the last one, which is this guy here. Third one in a row. That's the last one, but I'll show you where that one goes. This one actually swings across, and it's actually nice to use this little AC thing to keep them all back and tuck there. This last one comes across, and it's actually going to go to the top of the 90 here on this little tree, which is the fat one that you're going to utilize. That fat one goes to this little Y that I'll show you there. That's all kind of what that looks like. Now, what the very bottom one is, which is the dump, I believe, comes all the way down. It's on the very bottom. Following here, that's going to go to the 90, which is coming across on your little tree that you made earlier. Just like that. And then, like I said, the two fat ones here, this top one's going to go to this expansion, so we're going to remove that. And then the bottom one actually goes here. So that's it. You're literally going to remove this one hose. We're going to put in series your little AOS, attach here to here, attach the bottom one to here, and you're good to go. It's pretty much as simple as that. The last two, which I will go over, are these two here. This is actually going to tap in to our intake. Mine's an aftermarket intake, so it's slightly different. So it'll probably take me a second to kind of figure that out. But these two are just going to be the ones that go into the intake, or turbo inlet, or whatever you want to call it. So I think we're looking pretty good. Hopefully that made sense. A little step-by-step of how to actually route everything. I know I didn't show you guys kind of hands-on. I've, like always say, I'm kind of in a rush. I'm going to head over the hill and finalize some stuff for my next merchandise drop, and I have a meeting at 3, so I'm trying to get everything done. All good to go. Everything's going pretty smooth. Hope you guys are enjoying. So like I said, putting in work right now. I think the last thing you guys saw was the routing of pretty much all of the PCV stuff. But now going to the coolant, just like I said, the top one is going to go here in the expansion, and the bottom one is going to go for the turbo over here right on the top. Super easy. It actually comes with these metal clamps, which are really, really nice. You are going to lose a little bit of coolant. So I took the cap off and made sure what level we were at. And what we lost I will add back in. I got some distilled water too, so we should be good on that. Now that the coolant lines are all hooked up, everything is all tucked and good. This is pretty much the routing, a little quick overview. Now what I actually did is, you guys can tell the difference here. We installed a little Cusco pitch stop mount. This is a super easy install, and it's actually pretty smart to do it now that you have the intercooler off. Also replacing with some Grimsby couplers as well. One for the throttle body, one for the turbo coming down here. You know, while you're at it, you might as well do it. This one, there's literally a bolt that goes straight through. There's a nut and a bolt, and just on this side, there's just a bolt or just a nut. So really easy, really simple. That took probably about 5 minutes. Now, gonna put the intercooler on, show you what it looks like in the final result. Should be pretty. So I just went through battle with the STI right now. The shirt, it did come off, and my arms, they did start bleeding inside of my finger, but it's okay. The one thing that I forgot to tell you guys, when we're replacing the couplers, the Grimsby couplers, you can check out pretty much on every forum. We were trying to get the intercooler back on with a new coupler, and the new coupler's too long, so that was pretty much not letting the intercooler line up, so I pretty much had to trim this much off, as you can see, right there. I literally just used a saw, cut it off, and I matched the size of the OEM one, and I wish I remembered that before, so pretty much I did that. And now everything's actually lining up a lot better, and I finally got it. Putting a new intercooler on with those couplers are literally the hardest thing ever. If you've done it before, you know that this little L one is super difficult to do, especially that I have some new PCV hoses going for the AOS. It's just significantly harder to do. It's with that minimal space. But now that we are pretty much all good to go with that, it's more so time consuming. It's not very hard to do. Now I got the intake back on. I'm about to bleed the system. We all know how freaking good I am at bleeding the system at this point. So I got the battery reconnected. I think we're gonna be pretty good to go. Get this thing started up, get it all bled through, and I think this thing should be on the road. All right, we definitely did a lot of work today. Let's go ahead and see if this thing gets started. We will pray for the best. And the Tome sounds really good. All right, I'm gonna go ahead, let this thing warm up, turn the heater on, get this thing bled, make sure there's no bubbles in the system, and we should be good to go. Cooling system is bled, finally. What I noticed about this car is maybe just the thermostat's a little bit old. It took a long time for it to open, but it indeed did finally open after a while. Maybe it's just a little bit cold out, I'm not really sure. But it finally did. All the bubbles came out. It was all the way to the top when it went down. And I'm feeling pretty good on it. Make sure, if you have any questions, definitely comment down below and ask me. I know I kind of rushed through this thing. I am in a rush, and I'm actually going to LA to go film at a shop called Renner Racing Development with their like 700 or 800 horsepower Subaru GC8. It's their shop car. They build like 22B replicas, or pretty much the exact same thing. So that's probably going to be the next video when I'm down in LA filming at the shop. It's going to be a super in-depth, high-quality video, which I'm really excited about. Okay, thermostat just opened again. Hopefully this thing's all good to go. As always, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and of course I hope you learned something at least a little bit valuable as well. As always, I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm gonna catch you on the next one. Peace out.